I like to speak towards the kids. So I want to make sure that all the kids know that you really can do anything that you want to out here, that it's all about community and investing in yourself and your community at the same time.
Peace, family, and welcome to another edition of the Saber Firm YouTube channel. So today, my guest is somebody who's near and dear to me, a good friend of mine and close brother and comrade and business partner, Mr. David Garvin Jr. Welcome, brother.
What's going on? What's going on, man? Thank you for having me today. I appreciate you, my brother,
No doubt, my man. So you have several businesses, bro. I'm looking over your bio, and like, I mean, it's crazy, it's bananas. So we're gonna take this step by step. Let's talk about what you're wearing today and your brand, the Humility Clothing.
Yes. So as this is actually part of my fall line, we have the humble sweatshirt. Hey, the crazy part is that's a package.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
No, to be honest with you, like that actually goes through what we're talking about because I'm always working.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually a package at the door for new shirts that's coming in for this fall line that launches October 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is our humble basic sweatshirt along with the humble hat. We also have a lot of array of things that we're going to be doing for this fall. So yeah.
Okay. So when did you get started with Humility Clothing?
So I got started in October 2015. The crazy part about it is that this isn't my first clothing line.
Really?
Yeah. So I had a clothing line before when I was an undergrad. It was called Jansen Clothing. I can say the name because I'm probably never going to do it again. But yes, it's called Jansen Clothing, and I started off one design with that. It was cool. You know, I had like all my basic support, but I got caught up with like just school, life, way the world worked at the time. You know, barely kind of getting by at the moment when I launched it, and I just gave it up. You know, continued playing basketball a little bit. Then I went to law school at NCCU, School of Law, and then from there I kind of just got away from me. But then when they started the Humility brand in October of 2015, like that was amazing for me. You know, it came out of the blue after failing 4 bars. Wow. I failed 4 bars. And I just felt like the sound it's not your time right now, and to do the things that makes you happy. And so when I was out in California, and while being out in California, I was with a good friend of mine, Terrell Bynum, who's an attorney out there, and you know I was out there for about a week, and at the time he didn't have his top-notch job. Now he was in the struggle, I was in the struggle, trying to figure out things. And imagine being in LA with little funds, but that was the best time that I've had since the time that I was in law school and graduating through those 4 bars. And we had our saying that, you know, we may be hungry, you know what I'm saying, but we're not starving. Sure. So it's like, you know, we're gonna always want to eat, but we're not starving because we know how to go get it. And from there, I came back to the East Coast. And I said, I'm going to just do the things that I love to do. And I've been in fashion since I was like 14. Started off with like designing like shirts for people with paint and all of that, and jackets and hoodies and all that. So I said, hey, I'm going to go for it. And I started with a basic logo. And started with my first design, and after I sold like $1,000 in a month, I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm on it. I'm on it." I just continued.
So you talked about failing the bar 4 times. Now, for an average person, that may mean having an air or a sense of defeat, or that this particular area aspect isn't for you. But
Right.
by just your sheer determination, which you were talking about, it seems like you have this spirit of perseverance. What was it that that allowed you to continue on and not just have a grim hope for like the future?
Um, I guess my humble beginnings. To be honest with you, I come from humble beginnings. I was in a household. We didn't have much, under under the poverty level, you know. And but I think that even though I know like my parents did all that they could do, you know, what I'm saying, to try to make sure that we was good, it kind of created something in me that I didn't fear the bottom. So I never feared the bottom. I still don't fear the bottom. And it's as funny as it is, some people can see that and they be like, yo, you could lose it all, but I know that I can gain it all back. So I take risks. I take a lot of risks. But I get a lot of success, and I'm okay with that. You know, you gotta really be happy with the risk that you take, because in case that you don't get anything out of it, you got to know that you can bounce back. And the humble beginnings that taught me that, you know, we have had plenty of times where you're barely making it. You know, you can't get new shoes, you can't get new clothes, you can't do any of these things. So I started working when I was 13. I was cleaning out a private school for my dad, and like on late nights, even on school nights. You know, so I wouldn't get home till like 10, 11 o'clock at night after cleaning bathrooms, trying to asking my dad if I can get extra money from that at 13, just to be able to have something in my pocket. So I always had a hustle mentality, and that just contributed to, after failing 4 bars, it's like, cool, I'm okay with putting it on the back burner. I'll take it again, and eventually, but I know I don't need it. You know, it's something I would love to have, but something I didn't need necessarily to do what I want to do, and the things that I love. So, yeah, just keep going.
What makes you so entrenched in the community? You know, because a lot of as I'm doing research on you, like a lot of the your brands have humbled humility, but you are very active within the community. Where does that come from?
Comes back from the same beginnings. Um, I have I know what it feels like to be in the community. Like growing up, I was in my community. If you're to go to where I was at and have the same people that was there at the same time that I was at, like they'll let you know everybody knew me. You know, and it will be from dad going to Virginia to Maryland. Like people know me, and it's because I was playing basketball at the time. But at the same time, like I know what it feels like to be in that community, to be in a community, especially those that don't have much, you know, where you're looked at as the outsider. And so being in positions that I am in now, and to be able to give back, to see the smiles on kids' faces, to see have parents thank me for giving scholarships to their kids, like that's something I can only dream of. That's bigger than any paycheck that I can get, because that's what I've always wanted to do. That's how I always wanted to see myself. People's dreams are, you know, to, you know, be a millionaire and da da da. Which that's a part of it. That's part of the plan. But the dream is to be the people's champ. Like that's literally my dream, to be the people's champ, and go out as the people's champ that everybody wanted to know and love.
Yeah, the work that you do is amazing, and you mentioned the fact that about the scholarships to the kids. Now, I had an opportunity to bear witness to a lot of this, like a lot of behind the scenes, you know, of the making of a lot of these things. And I want you to tell the family about the um, Humbled Initiative and what that is about. How did that come about? And what do you aim for the mission and goal of that organization?
Yeah, so the Humbled Initiative actually branched off the clothing line. So the clothing line, when it started as just humility clothing in itself, it still is a philanthropy brand. So I started off doing things like within the first like 3 months, I took 2 months of 2 months of our earnings, and I invested those 2 months of earnings to give to Flint, Michigan, in the water crisis. So we teamed up with Hillside New Tech, a high school in Durham, and we gave up like 500 gallons of water. So it's like doing things in Uganda. As you put me on with being attached to the motherland, which is a blessing in itself. So those things led to me creating the Humbled Initiative, which gave me the the stability and the house to build forest community, to have people be able to pour in money, pour in resources that can be tax write-offs to give to the kids, to do things in other places. And the mission to that, I'm not just focused on kids. I'm just not focused on veterans or just homeless. I wanted I wanted a place that encompasses everything that I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. So that just to be able to give to the unserved and underprivileged. Period. And that's what we've been about the whole time. So focusing that, and so that's the focus and the mission of that. And the way that we go about that is being able to put our hands in different pots to give back. To be a true meaning of Sankofa. Like that's what it's really about.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of surreal to interview you because, like I said, we build on the daily on all these things, but to actually really step back and to fully be aware of what you do and all that you do. I always ask you all the time, like, where do you find the energy and the strength for it? And you're a family man. You have 2 children, right? And a whole wife. So where do you find a whole wife, right? So,
a whole wife.
So where do you find the energy and the time to be able to balance your work that you do professionally, the community aspect, and to be able to raise 2 strong young black men or boys?
Strength is just within. That's all ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all ancestors. That's gotta be, because if it was just me, it wouldn't happen. The time, I don't find the time. The time finds me. Like you let my wife tell it. She don't get it. I hardly and as you've seen, it's easy. I can easily be up 4 or 5 in the morning on 3 different projects at one time. One could be on the community, one could be on the clothing, one could be doing a website for somebody. It's all there. But the time literally finds me. It's just that I love all these things so I make it. It can be chaotic at times, but I make it because it's something that's really, really true to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I hold all of it close because it all has a greater meaning to it.
You said you can be up to 3, 4 in the morning building websites. So let's talk about that company. So I think if I'm doing my counting correctly, we got 1, 2, and it's the 3rd one, right? So let's talk to me about the Humble Consulting. When did that come about? What made you decide to dive into the consulting realm?
So that came about within the last 6 months. Humble Consulting, I wanted to be able to, again, it's community based. So that's it's community factor to it. As we know, people charge extremely amounts of money to help people start businesses and nonprofits. And that even though that knowledge is out there, a lot of people don't even know how to access it, or they don't know how to understand it because it's in legal terms, all these things. And I just help them understand it, and I what I charge is way below market value because my goal is to see more my people succeed in business, succeed in nonprofit, to succeed in their thing. And the only way they can start that is by knowing the basics. Even with website design, I'll charge, and just as a price rate, I'll charge like 500 for a website, and that's a whole website. Putting everything within, but something, and to use a platform that you don't no longer need me. And I get the question always, why? Why don't you build it to like code it to where where people will want to come back to you and have you do it monthly. My thing is to bring people independence. Like I don't want you to be in a position where you have to depend on somebody to make your money work for you. I want you to understand, know how to do this, put it on a platform that's user friendly. At the end of the day, all you probably got to do is change out pictures or add something to it. And because of that that will take you a little bit further than every month you paying somebody $150. Now, don't get me wrong, I will do it, but my first initial thing is you try it first. If you need me, then I'll take over and we can talk about that. But before that, I just want you to have that independence because I offer, after I finish the website, I offer like a 30 minutes to an hour of training to walk you through each thing that I put together on the site so you'll know how it functions.
That's dedication because when you're living in this society currently, you see a lot of people want to give as little information as possible to continue for people to come back to them as the one source to fix any and all problems that they may have. But you don't operate like that.
No, I mean, I'm not a capitalist. So,
That's true.
So, like even though I own a business, and I can enjoy the tax write offs and stuff like that. I'm still not a capitalist when it comes to my community. I make sure that my community can benefit. And if I have to be a capitalist in any type of situation, it's going to be one that's going to benefit my community. That's going to pour right back into it. And that's because I'm either that dollars from other companies and been able to charge someone $200, $300 less than what I would normally charge, just so that they can get something up and running, so that they can provide for themselves and their family and not be bound by the things of government or society.
So let's stick on that for a minute, because when you hear the term capitalist, many people may not know what it is, or you have some that say, well, I mean, what's wrong with capitalism? Because America's a capitalist society. So if you are working hard, why not get the fruits of your labor? Your response?
My response to that is that, America is a capitalist society. But so if you look at that, America ain't great. So, it's kind of like you got to look at the system, and we do all this reform, and the system is so broken that, and if the basis of that system is capitalism, then you have to know that that's not it. And that's how I view it. Scorched earth, as we say, not a reform, not trying to fix it, because it's the system that wasn't built properly in the first place. So you can't fix a system that wasn't built properly. And so, for those that believe that you work hard for it, you can get it, I understand that. But at the same time, it shouldn't be in a position where it downgrades or degrades a whole community of people and push them back to where they can no longer survive or live or barely live daily, and have to struggle and never be able to see true happiness on the things that they put in. I think I've always looked at it as funny as I've been into corporate America as well. Since now I'm a full-time entrepreneur, I look at corporate America, and being inside of it, I'm able to see the higher you go, the less work you do. Wow, you got people at the bottom of the totem pole that put in the most work, hard, back-breaking work, and they get paid the least. So if you use the thought of putting in more work, then you should reap the benefits. Then that means that every CNA, every janitor, all that should be paid more than anybody that's a CEO.
Right on. Facts, facts. So now that was business three. So the fourth
Yeah.
business that you have, talk to me about Sundiata Investments.
Yeah, so as you know, which is a partner of mine in this venture that we uh, came about within the last couple months. Um, like, for instance, Sundiata to me, besides what we just found out, that the founder of the Empire was born August 20th.
What's the significance of
Which is
that?
my
It's just-
besides that, I mean, no, that piece in itself, man, being able to create Sunyata with a brother like yourself, and to have someone that's just as like-minded as for the community as you do your things in Baltimore, do your things in the DC area, and trying to change the legal field in totality, that was a no-brainer for us, I believe, as our like-mindedness is built on everybody eats. So as we do the hashtag Everybody Eats campaign, and we make sure that everybody eats and everybody in the communities that we come from and that we go to are benefiting from from their work, from their community standpoint, from the governance of their own community, that we able to supply that. You know, even adding on to our health and wellness part, as far as putting back into investing back into the community, making CMOS, Bladder, all these things affordable, and then also being able to push that within our community as people know us, so they see us, and then it's like, oh, that's what it is. Then you see, then we add the celebrities in that's doing it, that have it, boom, boom, and all these natural materials start to take out of all that poison that's in our communities and start to adding those things in. As I've seen with my own mother, you know, that has her own health struggles. Been like in the last 3 weeks of her taking trusting me, trusting you, to take CMOS every day, she's been able to lean off certain medications.
Uh-oh.
That is what it's about.
That's power. That's power.
Yeah.
And the
So, yeah, man, that's why all these things are worth it. All these things are worth it.
mm, so that's is I mean, you have so many things that you're a part of with the Sundiata. Likewise, brother, like to be able to be a part of a company with someone such as yourself that's doing equal, if not more, work than I on just building community, but also um, establishing generational wealth for those that come after us is something that is definitely a blessing to do. I also have here that you are an author. Am I right?
I gave it to you, but you gave yourself something by reading it. So every day you're saying this to yourself. You're doing this to yourself. So now you're restoring who you are within 31 days. And that's what that book was built on.
Wow, man. So I mean, what can we expect next from you?
HumilityClothing.com is where you can find it, at Humility Clothing on all social media platforms. Um, but yeah, that's the next thing. That's off gate. Then of course I have a gaming gala each year for the Humble Initiative.
Okay.
So we'll be raising funds for the Scholarship Foundation, TJ Dunaway, who was a brother of mine, cousin of mine, who died of leukemia. And so we, in honor of him, we do a game and gala each year. And so, you know, if you're in the Raleigh, Durham area, as we try to also expand back into the DC area, definitely check us out. If you want to definitely just give to that cause, please do. Everything's a tax write-off, as we are 501c3. Um, and and yeah, man, that'll be again another part on the list. And if you're out here and you are looking at it or you're listening and you want to start a business and you just don't know where to start at, it costs too much, just holler at me. Like just let me know, and we can definitely work something out. I think I'm probably one of the few consulting agency that will set up a payment plan, you know, if need be, because it's not about the money; it's all about the community.
So what are the different ways? I know you said Humility Clothing on all social media platforms, but how can we get in contact with you be it in your individual capacity or through your various businesses. Drop all of that information for us.
Yes, on my individual capacity, speaking it forward on social media. Um, like my Facebook is maxed out on friends, like so that wouldn't even be the point. But
They can follow you though, right?
like it was just let you follow me at this point.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I thought so. I thought like, but but yeah, speaking it forward on IG, Taalib Clothing on IG, Humble Consulting on IG, the Humbled Initiative on IG as well. Sundiata Investment on IG. When we start naming all these IGs, like, yeah.
We
But,
need to know.
I mean, on all of them, you can reach me. I control all the social media platforms. So definitely, just reach out, nonetheless, or via the websites.
Okay. And final question. How do you want to be remembered?
So I would want to be remembered again. The legacy I'm gonna leave behind is the people's champ. Maybe create a new joint, the people's president. I don't know, like the people's king. Something. I just want to be for the people. That's it. I just want to always be remembered for the people and for my family, for a brother, son. You know what I'm saying? Father. Like I just want to be just known as an all around good guy, good person. And people that was able to just hear me or see me, they was able to see my spirit walk with me. You know what I'm saying? My spirit and the spirit of the ancestors. That's what I just wanted to be remembered by.
Not sure. Well, on that note, thank you so much, brother, for blessing this show, this channel, with all the amazing things that you do. You know what I mean? Thank you personally for being one of my close brothers. And we look forward to continuing to build, expanding the brands, and continuing to do what needs to be done within community. So for that, I give thanks to you. Thank you for all who have watched and who have listened to this interview. And we out.
Everybody wants greatness, but only a few want to be great. And when I say that, I mean that to be great, like you have to put in some serious work. I mean, late nights, early mornings. I'm not saying don't get your sleep, because the same thing doesn't work for everybody. But you got to be able to sacrifice. You got to be willing to like give it your all, everything that you got, go into it, put everything behind you, be uncomfortable. If you're not willing to be uncomfortable, you're not willing to be great. That's it, because you're going to have to be uncomfortable for the rest of your life. You just can't be uncomfortable once, and then you're going to be great for the rest. Like, you got to be willing to be in uncomfortable situations for the rest of your life and doing the things that's outside your boundaries, that pushes your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that's not more immorally, that's morally wrong, but to really push yourself. So if you want to be great, be great. It's up to you.